It looks like Steven Spielberg came out and just said it, my friends. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. I knew he was going to do this, and he finally did. We got here him talking about Disclosure Day, his movie coming out. And of course, he's telling us that we're going to lose our faith if we watch his movie. Well, technically, he didn't say it exactly like that. He said it a little bit different than that. But he was like basically saying that you're going to question your faith. Oh, why is there aliens on other planets? All right, let's just play this real quick. You'll see what I'm getting at.
If the government announced, yes, we have been keeping this from you since 1947, that would mess up a lot of people. And the movie also takes the position of the church. What does this do to the fundamental beliefs that many of us have? And,
many of us have? You don't go to church, bro.
Is God our God only on this planet? Or is God a God for every system where there's civilization, intelligent life, and even developing life?
Okay, so that's his little spiel on this topic. This is not the first time. He's actually done this a couple times. Everyone's talking about this right now on X. Kind of strange that he come out like this, saying this, and we've been covering this somewhat of recent. We're going to get into a ton of stuff in this video. We have this crazy scene over on the Space Coast. We'll get into that. We got a ton of other stuff going on. Alien disclosure, more files coming out, and we have one of these guys, Jeremy Corbell, saying that if they don't release everything, he's going to do it. And because apparently he's saying our government's just playing, games with us a little bit. We got some crazy footage from China, and also some other crazy stuff I haven't seen anybody talk about. Underground, of course, base stuff with relation to this. And more. We're going to get into a ton of stuff. First of all, I got to mention food supply, 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. You're going to definitely want to get this if you've not already. Emergency food, they have lots of options available. They also have solar power, water filtration, survival gear. As low as $20, high as $3,000. If you want to buy yourself a solar generator, you want to buy yourself a year's worth of food, you can do it. You can do whatever you want over there. They got lots of options available, lots of variety. Go check it out. Also, this book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity. How to build a cellar, do things around the house as they did in the old days. Hundreds of pages illustrated. You're going to definitely need that before the power goes out for an extended period of time. World War III, aliens, Terminators, whatever it might be. Mostly peaceful protests. Go get that book. $37. Get the printed version, or maybe a hurricane or whatever it might be. Link is in the description. Let's get back to the video. So we have here the final trailer of Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day has been released. The film follows the disclosure of the world that aliens might be real. Of course, this is coming out on June 12th, exact same time that they're doing all these dumps of files. This has already got 11 million views, and it's been out for a little while. But I thought it was really curious one part of this. Let me show you this real quick.
I can see you.
Look, you got all these animals in her bedroom. You got like an elk, a fox, and a raccoon. And of course, I mentioned how Obama was on Steven Spielberg's set for this movie, Disclosure Day. The first time ever he had been on a set. Obama also was on the set for another movie, Leave the World, of course, Behind, which of course also shows an elk as one of the main symbols. This elk turns into an alien in one of the trailers. Are they telling us that they can morph? Are they saying they're part animal, part human? Is that what they really are? Is that what they're telling us? Are they part angel, part human, part animal? What is going on here? Obviously, if you got ones that look like insects, or you got ones that look like reptiles, maybe they're part reptile, part insect. Who knows, right? Or I don't know. It's a good question, right? Perhaps they're saying that maybe that they're partially got the DNA of one of these things. Is that what they're saying? Is that why their eyes look similar? Good question. It's a good question. You're not supposed to know these questions. You're not supposed to ask these questions. You're just supposed to believe they're from another planet and question your religion. Oh my God, there's aliens on other planets, or maybe we just made it up. Maybe they're actually Nephilim. Maybe they're not from another planet, right? We don't know. At any rate, you get the idea, but we got a ton of stuff to get in here. We got also this here that just happened on Cocoa Beach. All right, let's play this real quick. Check this out. Oh, it's loud. Looks like an explosion, obviously. This was released on June 8th. And it even looked like there was another explosion after that, which was kind of weird. See, it's all dark, and then it gets light again. So there's like 2 explosions, right? And someone asked Grok what this was, right here. And it believes that it was actually the Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket that blew up, right? But then it did it twice, right? It does kind of look like something else, though. Look at that, dude. Look at this. This is crazy looking. That's the Blue Origin, apparently. Damn, bro. Whoa, that's crazy looking. Yeah, I don't think I actually showed it back when that happened. That was a little while. What was that? Some days ago, right? But it had 2 of them, right? So kind of related, but not really. But I thought that was kind of intriguing. Kind of relates to the whole space thing, at least, right? At any rate, so you got here, Steven Spielberg says his Alien movie will leave Christians questioning their faith in God. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. It's a big universe. This is Tim Burchett, representative. Been talking about aliens a lot lately on various podcasts. He's obviously saying, no, we're not going to question it. I'm not going to question it either. Why would I question it? I obviously... The way I look at it, this sounds like something weird is going on. Steven Spielberg comes out and says, like, oh, we're just now getting a lot of information about aliens and UFOs. He said that in one of his interviews, like it just recently. Really? What do you call this here? This is from 1952. Okay? This is a video of alien spacecraft in 1952. Okay? I think they've been around a little while. I think we've seen a few of them. It's been a few years. What is that, 74 years ago? This isn't just recent. Goodness gracious, they have black and white videos of UFOs. That's how long ago they've been around. Okay, they've been around so long that we got black and white videos of them. Okay? I think it's been a while. This is a little while. UFO expert and filmmaker Jeremy Corbell just threatened to release hundreds of classified UFO files that he has access to if the new batch, the 3rd batch, doesn't contain any information about alien biological material received from crash sites or anything about the alien aircraft reverse engineering program, which of course they've been doing that forever. He's demanding that our government and Trump do to tell the American people the truth. What do you guys think? Should he release everything at once and stop with the slow drip feed?
If they don't come out with the next drop having to do with reverse engineering non-human intelligence craft, and if they don't address or begin to address biologics, then they saw in Sleeping Dog the file systems. That's not just in my hands anymore. That's not just in George Knapp's hands. They have promised transparency on what they know on UAP. David Grush went up in front of Congress with his hand to the country, to the globe, and to whatever he believes in. And he told the truth. And he told you not just UFOs are real, that we have been reverse engineering them, that we've been trying to for decades, and that there were pilots, biologics, he said, non-human intelligent beings. Now, if that's true, and if you believe him, our government, in parts, has that information.
Well, they have a lot more than that. I mean, this is what I've been saying from the beginning, is that they're going to slow drip this. They're not going to give us very much. This is the stuff they're giving us, the stuff they should have gave us back 74 years ago. You know what I mean? They're giving us stuff that's like 70 years old. That's basically what they're giving us at this point. I mean, they're giving us super old, like, oh, guess what? They're real. Okay, wow. We already knew that for 70 years, dude. Like, oh, wow, great. Thank you. Steven Spielberg just admitted to what we've been theorizing for a while now, that there is a God that is worshipped in every star system where there is a civilization in every planet, in every galaxy beyond. He boasted that his new Disclosure Day movie will have people second-guessing their own face. Our theory is that aliens are planning to say that their God is the so-called intellect principle, who is called Prometheus by the ancient Greeks, Enki by the ancient Sumerians, Loki by the ancient Scandinavians. So basically, they're going to try to say the devil's God. This is what we've been theorizing for a long time. This is my researcher's actual specific theory here of what he thinks is going to happen. Now, if you go to like Timothy Alberino, what he says is that they're going to say Apollo's God. Now, a little bit different than what my researcher says. He says that they're going to say Prometheus is God. Same idea, fallen small g, or angel, fallen angel, right? They're going to claim a fallen angel's God. They will say that he is the one, the God in Neoplatonic philosophy, and is El of the Canaanites in the Old Testament, and will lie and say that Yahweh isn't El and is actually an evil God. This is like the demiurge concept from the Gnostics, right? And they will rewrite the Christian gospel to serve the false Promethean religion that will have resurrection Gilgamesh as a so-called Christ figure, and Mythos, whereas Lucifer Prometheus is the so-called Logos. This was their plan all along, but what Spielberg doesn't realize is that it has already failed, and Jesus has dominion in America again after our leaders has just rededicated our soil back to him. So yeah, so the whole point is that the devil wanted another 500 years. He was going to go from the age of Horus, which is the age of the child, which turned everybody into a child, right? And then after that, go to the age of justice. That was what the whole social justice thing was supposed to be. They're supposed to somehow get this whole thing rolling to social justice, and then also bring in this false religion to get us all duped. But unfortunately, the devil failed, because everyone sees through. No, not everybody, but a lot of people see through this BS. Okay, all their cards have been shown to us. We know they're garbage, what they're trying to do, and their plan, his plot, has already failed. But of course, he's still trying to go forward with his plot. The devil is trying to go forward with it. He's already failed. It's just kind of funny watching him try to make it happen anyways. No one's going to accept this. No one's going to believe this bullshit, but you know what I mean. At any rate, then you got this here. Most jaw-dropping UFO in modern history released by China today. This is incredible. Let's just play this. He's got some weird music. I might have to turn it off. Oh, wow, it's kind of long, man. What could this be? It's obviously not, it's not contrail. It's not like, it doesn't look like anything natural. It doesn't, obviously it's not a comet or something. You got some other ones, orbs flying around or whatever that is. Oh, wow, bro. It's got a light show going on now. Dang, bro. It's like a strobe light in the sky, like a gigantos strobe light. What in the world, bro? Obviously, the Chinese have their own UFOs. You think these are engineered by the Chinese, like reverse engineered? Maybe. So that was the whole thing, too. Like, are these actually from aliens? Or is this just like us reverse engineering it? It's been 70 years and now we got our own versions, right? Obviously, we can't fly in them, at least to my knowledge, because they go so fast and stop on a dime, which would be like 1,000 Gs. You would just be on. It would be like you would be splattered on the side of the inside of it, right? You know what I mean? I think whatever flies in these has to do some sort of weird, unless there's like some sort of anti-gravity thing inside it that like maintains and stops the Gs. I don't think that's possible though. Is that even possible? I'm an engineer and I can't even think if it's possible. So you have some sort of gravitational force they're using. It's not gravity, but some other force that's like gravity to move this extremely fast. And if you're inside it, you would have to have something that would counter that force to keep your body somehow not experiencing the Gs, which I don't think is even possible. So I think they phase in and out of our dimension while they're doing this, or some weird things going on. They're morphing somehow so that the Gs don't affect whoever's inside it. That's the weird, like that. There's some really advanced something going on there. Very extremely advanced. Whatever it is, what's going on with that. Dulce underground military base, the underground base that was written deep into UFO lore. I had dreams about this when I was a kid. This is before I even knew anything. Like, I had no idea. Like, I'm just like 7 years old or something. I had dreams about being in massive underground places and there's aliens. Like, I had dreams, like a couple dreams where like I know they were dreams because it was like really weird. It was like very, very huge shaft open up and there was like levels inside it. And there were different, like, I don't, rooms. I don't even know how you would describe it. Like, they even had restaurants and stuff in there. It was weird. And all inside this massive, like, cavern that came down like this, just so colossal. And then they had like rooms on the sides of it. And then there was also, I think, aliens in there. Like, I think I saw in the dream, I either just knew there were aliens in there or I saw one. I can't remember which. It might have been I just knew it. I can't remember. It was so, I mean, I was a kid, obviously. I only had like 2 dreams like that, but yeah, that was the whole thing. It was really weird. It was like I was walking around. I kind of walked around and there was like no one in there, but I just knew that there was aliens that lived down there or something. Somehow. It was weird like that. It sounds very similar to what this guy's talking about here.
When this began to come to public light was due to the efforts of a man by the name of Paul Benowitz. Benowitz, who worked for a company called the Thunder Corporation, began in his investigations to be harassed by government agents, but also he began to get very unusual readouts on his computer. And Benowitz actually claims that he was in contact with some form of alien intelligence that was coming to him from a computer that claimed to be based inside the Dulce Archuleta Mesa. Benowitz had flown over the mesa and actually came up with a map of the various entrances for where the saucers could come and go from out of the mesa. Now, subsequent investigators have found 2 engineers who claim to have actually built the place in 1953. We interviewed 14 eyewitnesses who claimed that they went under hypnosis. These were women. A number of the women had little children as well who were also abducted along with them. But in this investigation, these 14 eyewitnesses who claimed to have been abducted claimed to have actually been inside the mesa. There's also a sort of legendary figure, a fellow who is called Thomas C. This fellow Thomas C. supposedly worked as a security guard inside the base and escaped in the late 1970s with a videotape that was 6 minutes of a security camera that basically ran back and forth over a large hall in which there were these ambionic sacks.
Crazy.
Where there appeared to be actual aliens in the sacks.
So this is what I'm thinking. Like, some say that they're actually just manufactured. Some are saying that they're like manufactured bodies and then these, demons get in them or something. Or it could be just they're being created or cloned or something. Who knows? It's so weird. I don't know what to make of that. You guys could tell me what you think about it. It's kind of weird. CBN News report that our president's UFO declassification could point to possibility that angels and demons exist, not aliens. They say what people are seeing may not be extraterrestrial at all, but spirit manifestation or something. And this comes back to the priest that was just recently fired, an exorcist. All right, check this out.
One more thing about this, because we should just dive into this conversation about what it might be, right? Because I think that is and we address this in the film. If you have a couple of options, you're either dealing with actual UFOs and aliens, that there are created beings beyond this world that we don't understand. And there are some Christians that are comfortable with that. Or you're dealing with what she said, which is interdimensional beings. Now that's interesting because what is an interdimensional being?
Of course, obviously spirits, but you had this exorcist that was just fired for saying that a lot of these sightings are actually demonic manifestations. He is an exorcist. He got fired. He is part of the Catholic Archdiocese of Washington. And he was just fired for saying this by the Vatican. Prominent exorcist fired after arguing that UFOs are actually demonic manifestations. He wasn't saying all of them were. He was just saying most of them were. Are UFOs demons? One of the nation's top exorcists might have lost his position for reaching that very conclusion. Catholic Archdiocese of Washington has cut ties with Monsignor Stefan Rossetti and ended all affiliations between the Archdiocese and the St. Michael Center for Spiritual Renewal, which Rossetti runs. Before being ousted, Rossetti had warned that many, if not most, UFO phenomena or sightings are actually demons. Then the Archdiocese of Washington issued a statement that reads, Cardinal McElroy said that statements made by Monsignor Rossetti linking UFOs to demonic presence and the center's recent use of social media gravely undermined the church's very precise teaching on the devil, demons, and exorcism. So the reason why I think they did this, and this comes back to what was put out 10 years ago that we talked about that went viral. It comes back to what's going on with the Lucifer, of course, telescope and all that stuff that we talked about a long time ago, and how the Vatican was looking into all that. At any rate, go check out my other video about this. Kind of wonder what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.